You know, in the winter, sometimes you can't get out detecting because the weather's bad and you're rushing around doing different things leading up to Christmas. Your time is really squeezed. But I do something that probably not many people do, and that's something called hedgerow hunting. Now, I scour the hedgerows this time of the year with my eyes only, for old bottles, anything of interest. And over the years I found some terrific things, always around about winter time, when the cover's died off, the undergrowth is at a minimum, so anything old in the hedgerows you can actually see, and you know, they're lying half on the top if you're lucky. I found some terrific old bottles over the years, right back to the 1700s, 18th century onwards, right up to Victorian and beyond. Pottery, masonry. I've even found a couple of old objects, old artifacts as well. Never found any coins yet lying on the top. And I'm going to do a little bit of that today actually, while the cover's down. And we've got these noisy pests to deal with this morning. So let's go and see. Let's go and see what we can actually, see if we can discover something. I'm pretty sure we'll come back with a bottle or something. So we're approaching the first hedgerow, and as you can see, the cover's died off. So it reveals anything that's on the surface. In the summer, everything's growing up, you're never going to be able to see anything. And what I do, I always scour the hedgerows up and down this area for years and years, for as long as I can remember. And like I said earlier, I've come back with some terrific bottles. Now, it's essential to wear a pair of gloves for obvious reasons. There's blackthorn, hawthorn here. If one of those goes in your finger, you're in a world of hurt. So come prepared to have a go on your hands and knees. And also worth saying, it's always advisable to ask permission off the landowner. I don't think the farmers are going to be too pleased with people walking in and going up and down the hedgerows. But if you say to them, you know, you're searching your hedgerows for eyes-only bottles, and show the farmer or landowner what you're finding, it's unbelievable. You can find some terrific things. It could be a new craze, but I've been doing it for about 30 odd, 40 odd years. Some of the cod bottles I found over the years are just fantastic. Let's just see if we can come up with anything. There must be a bottle under here somewhere, because I found them further down. The problem is, I'm getting on a bit now, so I'm going to end up having to be careful, I think. Scratching around in these hedgerows. Well, it hasn't taken long. It took about 15-20 minutes to do a maybe 100-yard search, and I can just see here, that looks to me to be a bottle. As you can see there's a bottle. I mean, it's not particularly old. I'm not going to get too excited about it, but it'll be absolutely, you know, it might be Victorian or just after. If we can, I've got to get under all this, you see. Great when you're a kid. When you get to my age, it's a bit difficult. And there we have it, first find. And it's full, which is good. I mean, you know, it's not an exciting, mega rare bottle, but it's a find, and it's probably 100-year-old, or slightly less. Turn of the last century. Has it got anything on the bottom? Was that 108? It's probably not that old. I'm going to go for between 60 and 80. 60 and 80 year old. Oh, that's a good start. Right, I'm going to see if I can get any more. Let's hope for something more interesting and a bit older. Well, that's a really good start, that. And these gloves are absolutely invaluable because they're rip proof, and the thorns, I can feel the thorns on my knees, but they're not penetrating the gloves, which is good. That's an interesting stone. That's been worked. You can see the edges. Problem I've got is getting in to see it properly. I mean, it might not be old, but it looks fairly old actually, doesn't it, by that working? It's definitely been worked. It's definitely man-made. Getting in might be an issue, because I've got to scramble right under all that lot. Okay, let's go and have a go. Well, I'm deep in it now. I'm halfway, 3/4 of the way through all that on my hands and knees, and I just found this in the hedgerow. I just disturbed it. I could see the top end of it sticking out, so I've just pulled it out and just left it there. I don't know what it is. It's probably part of a agricultural machinery or something. It's nothing to get excited about, but there is fines just lying on the top, and if you're careful enough and keep your eyes peeled, you will find the bits and pieces. It's quite interesting, hedgerow hunting. I find it very interesting because you just don't know what you're going to find. Whew. Now what I've done, I crawled back through and got my spade out of the back of the mortar, dug it out. So that's how deep down it was, and you can see it isn't. That's quite old. That is quite old. I don't think it's modern. It looks like it's got a worked edge. There, looks like it's got some sort of decoration, possibly. I'll just put my glove on. Yeah, absolutely. It's got an edge. I don't know what that's been. It weighs a bloody ton. Can you see? It's got a line there. I mean, I'm no masonry expert, but I bet it's Victorian. I don't think it's any older than Victorian, but that's old. Victorian's old, isn't it? What an interesting piece. It's obviously broke off that end. Or is it a curb edge? Is it a modern curb? Oh, don't tell me, I'm just thinking now. I can see like little lines there. Does that look like a curb? Curbstone? How's a curbstone doing in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of a hedge? But could it be a curbstone? Oh God, don't tell me it's one. Don't tell me I've done all that graft for a curbstone. But that's is it a bit big for a curbstone? There you go. Oh, don't know, jury's out on that. Some of you people that are watching this will know better than me. Well, I'm going to work my way back. It's just getting dark. The sheep are watching me. I'm going to see if I can find anything else on the way back. Always worth searching in all the nooks and crannies. Wow, this is tight. Anything? Can we spot anything there? No. No. We'll carry on. It's a bit dense, as you can see. But we'll try our best to see if we can winkle something out. Right, I'm out of breath. And just right at the end here, I've just took my gloves off and I've just peered into that hedgerow and there's a bottle sticking out. So we'll go in together and see what it is. Can you see that? Yeah, that's definitely a bottle. Is it broken? Is it a pop bottle? Is it full? Let's have a look. As he says, taking a branch out of his ear hole. Yeah, that's definitely a full bottle, that. Okay, let's see if we can dig it out. Well, the rain's coming now and the wind's right up, and this is probably the last throw of the dice, and it is a full bottle. I've took my gloves off so I can get a feel of this better than them heavy gloves. Yeah, that's an oldie again. That's probably, I don't know, is it a pop bottle? Victorian, Edwardian. Quite nice, that, really nice actually, and full. Two bottles in an hour, not bad. No digging required. Well, I'm happy with that. I mean, it's not, like I said, it's not, listen, these aren't special bottles, but they are pieces of history and they're interesting finds to make as well. So for me, I'm really excited about finding these. Can't detect at the moment, just too busy to travel with Christmas looming and all the work that we're doing. So it's just nice to get out in the hedgerows and have a scrat around and find a little pieces of history buried, half buried. See what I mean? If that was in the summer, You never would have seen that. There's its birthplace, or its resting place I should say. And because of this time of the year everything's down, the cover's down, it gives you a chance, and who knows how many bottles are in this hedgerow. I mean, that's really good. Happy days. Yeah, I think it's a pot bottle, no writing on it yet, but I'll give that a clean up and see what we can reveal. Brilliant. What an enjoyable little session that's been. Right, I finally scrambled out of this really thick hedge. You can see how thick it's been. And there they are. Just nicely positioned. I'll give them a clean up and put them on display if I wish. Really pleased with that little session. And of course, when I mentioned earlier about gloves, look at this. I just took those gloves off, obviously to do this short part at the end of the film, and a blackthorn has pierced my glove. Now if I didn't have those gloves on, that would be my knuckle now. So, and it's in quite a bit. So it's always, if you're going to do this sort of pastime, if it's a new craze that's going to set off hedgerow searching, eyes only, get a decent pair of gloves. So there you go folks, what a nice end to the day. Just getting dark, the hens are ready to go in, the sheep are ready to be fed, and we found 2 bottles and a curbstone, I would say. All that work. Thanks for watching and bye for now.